about the Chapter 3, Lesson 5, the aspects of gene therapy. But first, let's read our objectives. So, at the end of the lesson, the students should be able to first describe gene therapy and its various forms, and assess the potential benefits under the agreement to global health. So, medical science has detected many human diseases related to the defective genes. These types of diseases are not curable by traditional methods like taking readily available medicines. So, gene therapy is a potential method to either treat or cure genetic-related human illnesses. So, human therapy is the way of treating diseases by fixing or replacing faulty genes in person's cells so the body can work normally again. But some diseases are caused by defective genes that do not work properly, and these illnesses are hard to impossible to cure with the ordinary medicines. So human gene therapy was actually first realized in 1971 when the first DNA experiments were planned. So yeah, this lab shows that this idea started to be explored in the early 1970s. So when researchers first planned experiments using recombinant DNA that has been cut and joined from different sources to help people with genetic diseases.
And now, let's proceed to the basic process. So there are several approaches to gene therapy. First, replacement of mutated gene that causes disease with a healthy copy of the gene. So the doctors can replace the broken gene with a healthy one. For example of that, if a child is born with a bad gene that cannot make a needed protein, doctors replace it with a good gene so the body can work properly. So the second is inactivation of a mutated gene that is functioning properly. So in this part, so the doctors can turn off a bad gene that is not working right. So for example of this, if a gene is making the body sick, doctors turn it off so will stop causing problems. So the last several approaches to gene therapy is introducing a new gene into the body to help fight a disease. So in this part, a gene cannot enter the cell on its own. So doctor uses a vector or a carrier to deliver the gene into the cell. So it works like a small delivery vehicle. And that's the basic process of gene therapy.
So now let's proceed to two types of gene therapy, which are the germline gene therapy and somatic gene therapy. Gene therapy means correcting a disease by changing abnormal genes so the disease will not continue to cause problems. So gene therapy is a method where we fix a disease by correcting the genes that cause it. Instead of treating only the symptoms, gene therapy tries to solve the real problem at the genetic level. This helps prevent or reduce the disease more effectively. Gene therapy changes the genes in body cells. The change helps the patients only, and it cannot be inherited by the next generation. This type of therapy changes the genes in our body cells, like blood cells or skin cells. The important thing here is that the change helps only the patients who receive the treatments, and it does not affect their future children because the correctedness genes stay only in the treated cells.
So now let's proceed to germline gene therapy. Changes the genes found in the germ cells such as eggs or sperm. The change is inherited and is passed on the next generation. The germline therapy changes genes in egg cells or sperm cells. These cells are used to make future babies.
When these genes change, the child who is born will also carry the same change and pass it on. For example, the doctor changed the gene in the egg or sperm, so the baby will not be born with a genetic disease. The baby grows up healthy and will not pass the disease in their future children. Are the main difference between the two. Somatic gene therapy helps only the person treated, while germline gene therapy also affects future children because the change is inherited. Somatic gene therapy also helps the patients. Germline therapy can help patients and also the future children because the change is inherited. For example, the somatic gene therapy is like giving medicine to one sick person only. Germline therapy is like fixing problem so the sickness will not appear in the future children.
Now, let's proceed the stem cells gene therapy. Stem cells are mother cells that have the potential to become any type of cell in the body. One of the main characteristics of stem cells is their ability to self-renew or multiply while maintaining the potential to develop into other types of cells. So, stem cells are special mother cells because they can make copies of themselves and also change into any types of cells our body needs. So, this means they can repair or replace damaged cells in different body parts like blood, heart, bones, skin, muscles, and brain. And also, stem cells can become cells of the blood, heart, bones, skin, muscles, brain, among others. There are different sources of the stem cells, but all types of stem cells have the same capacity to develop into multiple types of cells. Stem cells are derived from different sources. So, these stem cells came from different places. No matter where they came from, all stem cells have the ability to develop into many types of cells.
So there are two types of stem cells. One is the embryonic and two is the somatic stem cells. So let's talk about embryonic stem cells first. Embryonic stem cells comes from a human embryo in the testis stage. So these human embryos are expressed in IVF clinic and can be fertilized in a lab to be restored and later on implanted into a woman. So the next is the somatic stem cells. Somatic stem cells are found in the body after the embryonic development and exist only in bone, bone marrow, liver, skin, and muscles. They stay inactive for years and can only be triggered by illness or injuries.
So now, let's proceed to the bioethics of gene therapy. Okay, so as we all know, gene therapy is a fascinating and promising area of science, but it also brings up important ethical questions we need to think about. So this time, we'll talk about the 5K issues, how we decide the right and wrong issues of gene therapy, who gets to define what's normal or a disorder, and whether gene therapy will be accessible to everyone or just the wealthy. So first, we have here, how can good and bad uses of gene therapy be distinguished? Okay, so good versus bad uses of gene therapy. Good is that good uses of gene therapy focus on treating or curing serious diseases, like fixing the genetic problem behind sickle cell anemia. While the bad uses might involve changing traits just for preference, like choosing a baby's eye color or height, which can lead to unfair advantages or ethical concerns. Just like, for example, curing cystic fibrosis is seen as a positive use, but altering genes for appearance might not be. Who decides which traits are normal and which constitute a disability or disorder? Okay, so this is tricky because what counts as a normal or a disability depends on a medical fact but also on cultural beliefs. Doctors might call blindness a disability because it affects daily life. But some people who are blind see it as part of their identity, not something to fix. This shows how opinions can differ between science and society. For the third question we have here, will the high cost of gene therapy might it make it available only to the wealthy? Okay, so gene therapy is very expensive right now, which means only wealthy people might be able to afford it. For example, a treatment like Zolgensma for spinal muscular atrophy can cost over $2 million, making it out of reach for many families. If costs stay high, it could create unfair gaps in who gets access to life-changing treatment.
So, fourth question. Could the widespread use of gene therapy make society less accepting of people who are different? So, yes, widespread gene therapy might make society less accepting of people who are different because it could create pressure for everyone to meet certain standards. So, five question is, should people be allowed to use gene therapy to enhance basic human traits such as height, intelligence, or athletic ability? So, many believe people should not use therapy to enhance traits like height or intelligence because it can create inequality and raise ethical concerns. So, and more, germline therapy is a genetic modification of germ cells that will pass to the next generation.
Alright, for the last part of our discussion, we have our wrap up. So, we will going to share ideas of according to what we discussed earlier or what other reporters discussed earlier. So, we have, we tackled about the gene therapy and also the types of it. So, the gene therapy, it is a method that is related, it is a method that treat or cure human-related illnesses. So, it depends on how human cure based on their genes. So, there are problem about diseases which is their heart attack, which is came from their genes. So not all, but some of the diseases or cause of their death is because of the that illnesses. So that is one of example. So because of that, we don't know more any ideas on what is the reason behind of that. So we can consult doctors. So that's it for our discussion. The chapter 3, lesson 5, the aspect of gene therapy. Thank you for listening to our discussion. And if you have any questions, just raise your hand.